Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna rant for a minute. Do you guys ever have those moments where you feel like you're dependent on another human being? And maybe if you're like myself, you struggle with codependency. In my past relationships, I've struggled with codependency. And the noise you hear in the background is the toilet flushing. 1 second. Okay, when I say struggle with codependency, I mean you believe another person is going to be your savior, quote unquote, or help you feel a certain way all the time, or your expectations of this. It's almost like a drug or something. You expect to get a hit or high off this person, and you feel like maybe sometimes you have control of this relationship and this person, what they think, and if they leave, you're going to be less of a person. If they basically, you can't stand on your own 2 feet without this person, and it's not that you can't stand on your own 2 feet, it's just that life is not as, you're not as capable. Anyways, that's my understanding of what codependency is. There's some sort of scientific version of it out there, but that's kind of been my experience in the past. And what I realized going through counseling, going through different just life experience, I guess I would say, is that the answer is never in a human being. The answer for that longing, that desire, that fulfillment, that satisfaction that maybe sometimes you have with that's after, I don't know, a nice meal or a workout, or maybe a glass of wine, that kind of or finishing actually hard work. Actually, I feel like if you finish a project, it's like this really meaty satisfaction, but that satisfaction kind of goes away and you want more. But that longing, that desire for companionship in another person, and relationship and marriage and all these things, that can fill that void for a minute, but then you're always wanting more and desiring more. And anyways, this is a rant, so I don't know if this is all gonna make sense, but what I realize is, in my journey, dating certain people and expecting certain things from friends or business partners or parents, they are not the answer that's going to satisfy me completely. And it lasts for a season. I mean, again, people are amazing, and community is absolutely necessary. Community meaning just people you talk with, share with, communicate with. It's absolutely necessary. But at the end of the day, it's not going to satiate that longing, that desire, that fulfillment that we all crave. That's why it's everybody's. I mean, you think about this. If you, for example, work on a project and you complete that project and you see the results of that project. So say I write a song. This is all gonna make sense eventually, I promise. So we're talking codependency now. I'm talking about songwriting. So say I write a song, I spend all this time, and I record it and I put it out, and then all of a sudden, it becomes a hit song, and you generate a lot of revenue, you generate a lot of press, you generate a lot of people admiration, this satisfaction thing. And then eventually in time that kind of goes away, and you want more of it because you experience this high, this thing, you want more of it. It's kind of like a drug, or you get this hit, this high, you're like, I want to be there, it feels so good, I feel so valued, I feel so It's almost like you put yourself as a god almost for a minute. You feel powerful and in control, and it's like, the problem is you're not a god, and you never will be a god, because we are broken and we're imperfect, and you can't sustain that high on your own forever. So anyways, you have the satisfaction, and then all of a sudden you want more. It's kind of like with relationships and codependency. It's like if you believe this person is the answer and they satisfy you in a sense of they compliment you, or they make you feel a certain way, or you're out with them in public and people feel you feel like this powerhouse couple, and it's like, oh, we built our life together. I don't know, like this whole idea, but that person is going to let you down. That person is not going to satisfy all of your expectations all the time. And so there's going to be disappointment and frustration and differences of opinions, and times when you're going to want to just separate and get out and think that there's another person out there that's going to meet those needs. I feel like that's why our society is always about divorce. I think it's 58% divorce rate at the moment. And you know, if this person's not going to meet my needs, I'll go to this person. So it's a kind of like this selfish cycle. I guess the question is, how do you stop from being that person of like, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, and then you get it, and then all of a sudden you want more, and you want more, and you want more. And for me, what I'm learning, like truly, honestly, it's not in a person or thing. People in this Christianity thing that people talk about, like it to me is very cheesy. It comes across like the only answer is in the work of Jesus Christ. It comes across like preachy, and it doesn't resonate with me. But when I've studied and started to kind of understand how the world works, and as I've gotten older and just been very aware of kind of who I am, how I respond through situations and wants and desires, and having success, very big, I would say success, more than I anticipated ever, compared to what I thought I was going to have. The truth is, hope is the thing that drives us, and hope towards something that's going to satisfy you is legit, like this relationship with the person who designed all of this stuff. So there's this like longing, and it's like a very spiritual thing. You can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't really explain it. I mean, you can't explain it, but you can't really explain it tangibly. But the only way that thing is satiated is if there's this like conversation, dialogue, interaction with the thing that created this whole design, me and you. And that's like controversial, because I don't want to step on anybody's toes. This is just my story. What I'm learning is the more I discover and search for, I mean, you knock and the door will be open. You seek, you'll find. It's like this pursuit of what is it that keeps us going, that keeps us, man, that drives us. And I think it's literally like, if you do everything, you'll understand that it's not going to bring complete satisfaction all the time. It'll be amazing and fun, and I think we should all go after what we want. But at the end of the day, it's not the answer to that thing that you long for. So, this is just a rant. So I'm just going to say, like, if Christ is who he says he is, which is a bold statement, but you have the opportunity to understand how he communicated to people and lived a life. Now, this is all faith, so this is crazy. It's like you believe something that you can't see, but believing something you can't see brings hope. And when you start to understand the dynamics of who and how he interacted with things and people, you start to believe that, like, oh, this life is just a season for me to get to a place where I understand and know the person that like designed this whole thing. Now, this is all whack because it's just not tangible. This kind of sounds crazy, but like maybe that's the thing that will satiate, the thing that will satisfy, the thing that will bring peace in chaos. You know what I mean? Anyways, I've been doing some searching. I'm working through it. I consider myself a Christian, but I hate American Christianity. I shouldn't say hate. I've been hurt by American Christianity. I've been hurt by religion. Been hurt so much that like it makes me say the word hate, which I don't agree with the word hate. And I think everybody has their own journey. So there's people out there who believe different than me, who I admire and I love. And I'm not going to tell them. I'm not God. I'm not going to tell them what's right and what's wrong for them, because God will direct them to a place where they'll figure it out. And He's bigger than what I know. All I know is my story and what I believe in my journey. Anyways, this is just a random rant I just wanted to share with you. It started with codependency, went on to songwriting, and now we're like on this faith. But okay, the point of this is, to conclude this whole thing, I think to be in relationship, to be in like a dating relationship that you're going to pursue for like a marriage or a long-term relationship or relationships in general, like we want to fix those things, you know. But I think the ultimate answer is understanding who your creator is, and then all of a sudden that stuff kind of falls into place. You can forgive easier, you can love people easier, you can understand people easier, and you realize that you're not even the answer for them. So that takes the burden off. So you can actually be in a healthier relationship when you start to understand the why you were created. We get lost in kind of the shuffle of like this, but if you kind of go above and are like, oh, why am I doing this? This stuff isn't as a big a deal, and it kind of falls into place. But anyways, I'm learning how to be less codependent. That's the whole point of this thing, and that only starts with me understanding who I am through being designed by, you know, the man upstairs. You can disagree with me. You're on your own journey. I love disagreement. I don't necessarily love disagreement. I like agreement, but I don't necessarily take offense to if you disagree. Anybody's opinion is welcome, and I just appreciate you guys, so thank you for being here with me. Random rant.